Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Daily Grind. How you doing out there this morning? Good, I hope. Hope you're having a great morning. Hope you have a great day. All day. Hey, let's get crack-a-lacking. Enlightenment means being in the light. Now, what good is enlightenment or becoming enlightened if you don't share that with others? It's no good at all. If you just if you think you got to reach some perfect state of enlightenment and you just stay in a cave or in a whatever your whole life, and you never share what you learn, well, what good was it? None whatsoever. There was this monk that wanted to become enlightened, so he left the town that he was living in, and he went up in the mountains to be in this cave. And he sat in this cave for 5 years, and he just meditated. He had to take his bathroom breaks and eat and all that stuff, but that's all he did was meditate other than that for 5 years. And he reached what he thought was enlightenment, and he says, I must go back to town and tell my master. And as he was coming into town, there was a few people coming up the trail, and he bumped into a couple of them, and he's like, oh, excuse me. No big deal, didn't bother him a bit. He was just in this place of amazing enlightenment and love and wonderful. And as he got closer into town, there was more people, and they kept bumping into him, and he was like, okay, excuse me. And then he got right in town, and it was real busy. It was market day, and everybody was bumping into him, and there was all this noise, and pretty soon he was screaming at everybody. And he realized he wasn't very enlightened, and he might have head back to the cave. So here's the deal. Here's what I've learned and what I've figured out. I spent a lot of time meditating and praying and doing spiritual work and reading and learning and understanding, and man, I get to some places sometime that are a really nice place to be. But then you got to get out there in the world and make your way around in that world, and that can knock you right out of there. That can just send you reeling if you're out there. Anyway, what do? Well, I retreat back to doing that when I can to get back to that space, and I share as much of that with other people as I can. And what happens when I'm sharing that with somebody, no matter what's going on or how I'm feeling, I get back to that place real quick. If I've had one of them days where people were just pushing my buttons and nothing was going right and job didn't go right, and I'm in that place, and then I get talking to somebody and I'm sharing with them what I've learned, the enlightenment that I've learned up to the point that I've learned it, I go right back there. I'm right back in that place of bliss again. I forget about all that craziness. So that's the point of becoming enlightened, is to share it with other people. If you don't, what good is it? What good is it if you find all this stuff out and you learn all this stuff if you don't share it with others? I know for me, if I don't share it with other people, pretty soon I lose it. But when I share it with other people, it seems to stick around longer, and it actually seems to even increase, and I learn more and get more out of it. So it's, the best thing for me to do with any of that stuff that I learn when I'm in the light is to share it with people. Help them find their way to it. Maybe what I did isn't going to work for them, but listening to my story and knowing that there's a way to it, they might reach out on their own or search out on their own to find their own way there and share that with somebody else. And a lot of people shared their stuff with me that's helped me along the way. It's like, wow, man, what an amazing story. And I've tried some of it, and some of it's worked, and I've tried some of it and it hasn't. But the thing is I've tried it, and it's like, well, if they can get to that point, so can I. So I just keep looking, and it's a wonderful place to be in that blissful state. But it's no good for me if I don't share it with others, that's for sure. I can't, yeah, maybe some people can live in a cave or in a monastery their whole life and just meditate. Not me, man. I want to be part of life. I want to be out here experiencing life and enjoying life. So when I get to that enlightened state, it's good for me to share it with others. And when I do, I can bring that with me more out here and just enjoy life even more. So anyway, that's my story for the day, and I'm sticking to it. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Over.